Good morning and a very good day to everyone. This year, we celebrate the 10th anniversary of Block 71. Established in the early 1970s as part of the Ayer Rajah Industrial Estate, Block 71 is one of the oldest industrial buildings in Singapore, serving the light manufacturing industry. Its design is what is called a flatted factory. At the peak of Ayer Rajah Industrial Estate in the 1980s, there were a total of 9 blocks of flatted factories and boasts many MNCs and homegrown creative technology as its tenants. By the late 1990s, it was clear that many of the companies in Ayer Rajah Industrial Estate had not embraced the internet revolution of the mid-1990s fast enough and were facing sunset. Indeed, Block 77 was demolished in 1999 due to declining demand in flatted factories. JTC Corporation, the government agency championing industry development, had plans to redevelop the area, which is considered prime due to its proximity to agencies and institutions with intensive R&D and scientific activities. Specifically, its proximity to the science parks, the National University of Singapore, NUS, the National University Hospital, NUH, the CREATE campus of the National Research Foundation, NRF, Fusionopolis, and Mediapolis. By 2010, Block 71, together with a few blocks within the Ayer Rajah Industrial Estate, was slated for demolition and redevelopment. In 2011, the then Media Development Authority, MDA, became aware of the demolition plans and together with NUS Enterprise and Singtel Innovate, put forth a proposal to repurpose Block 71 as a startup hub, focusing on the space of interactive digital media. For NUS, this was an experiment in building a startup ecosystem. JTC readily agreed to the proposal. The block filled up quickly. Met with pilot success, a new block, Block 73, was built. An existing Block 79 refurbished and added. Block 75, Block 77, and Block 81 were 3 more new blocks added along the way. But Block 71 will become the name that described more than itself. Although JTC Launchpad at One North is the official name for the area, Block 71 became almost synonymous to the startup hub made up of all 6 blocks. And as they say, the rest is history. In 2014, the Economist referred to Block 71 as the heart of Singapore's technology startup ecosystem and the world's most tightly packed entrepreneurial ecosystem. During the state visit of Prime Minister Lee to the US in 2016, President Obama even mentioned Block 71 and Silicon Valley in the same breath. It has now been 10 years for Block 71. It's worthwhile to take a look at how it has performed. In this report, we shall confine ourselves to startups within Block 71 that were directly supported by NUS Enterprise. There are 604 of them over the past decade. 303 of these remain active today. To put this report in context, perhaps it's also worth noting that NUS Enterprise occupies 11,000 square feet of space within JTC Launchpad at One North, which has more than 600,000 square feet of space. This represents less than 2% of the space in the JTC Launchpad at One North. The impact of a startup ecosystem can be boiled down to how successful it is in respect of the following 3 things. 1, capital. 2, ideas, talent, and community. And 3, market. I will take these in turn. First, capital. NUS Startups in Block 71 has raised more than $3 billion. This represents 11% of all equity funding raised by Singapore-based startups since 2011. And in terms of valuation, these companies has a combined valuation exceeding $7 billion, capturing 25% share of the total valuation of startups in Singapore. These are the top 3 startups in terms of valuation, 2 of them unicorns. PetSnap is valued at $1.35 billion, Carousel at $1.18 billion, and shot back at 487 million. Many startup ecosystems are located in close proximity to universities because many big ideas are born out of research inside universities. Because we ourselves are a university, access to professors, mentors, ideas, and IP is even less hindered. More quantitatively, we have organized more than 4,000 startup events and activities over the past 10 years. These range from intimate fireside chats, workshops, speaker series, to large-scale events like InnovFest. We have hosted 11,000 people on official visits to Block 71. We have seen more than 350,000 people pass through Block 71. This creates amazing opportunities for startups to interact, connect, exchange ideas, expose themselves, raise capital, or find customers. In terms of market, Block 71 startups generated revenue exceeding $1 billion in the latest financial year. This represents 0.2% of Singapore's GDP. Since most of our startups are digital in nature, we wanted to see how this compares with the total output of the information services sector in Singapore. It is 4.7% in this case. We have more data and statistics on Block 71 that we intend to publish in a more complete form sometime later. We have come quite far in 10 years, as the numbers show. How the platform of Block 71 will perform in the next 10 years will depend on the way it stays relevant. We'll be sharing more of our vision and plans at various 10th anniversary activities throughout the rest of the year. Thank you and happy 10th birthday, Block 71.